Let's bring in Republican Florida Congressman Byron Donalds. Congressman, great to see you. Lindsey Graham, in part of the conversation, he also talked about it's a big power grab in this country. Specifically, this bill, it mandates ballot harvesting, no voter ID. It does away with the states being able to redistrict when you have population shifts. Yet you have Jen Psaki in that soundbite saying, see, the Republicans, they don't want to make it easier to vote. No, the Republicans have a very specific agenda, and that's to prevent voter fraud.
Jen Psaki continues to propagandize for this administration, and it's terrible policy. That's her job. That's what she's doing. But the reason why S1 is never going to pass the Senate is because you're not going to find 10 Republicans to vote for it. Even Joe Manchin doesn't want to vote for it. And it's very simple. It's a bad bill. It destroys voter laws all across the country. Listen, Florida has the best election laws in the country. People can freely vote. There's 2 weeks of early voting. They can get absentee ballots. They can go on election day. There's nothing that stops a person of color, or any person for that matter, from voting in the state of Florida. S1 will completely eviscerate Florida's election laws. It's bad. It's a bad bill. It's a bad idea. And furthermore, the federal government has no business in elections. Under the Constitution, it is the priority of states to conduct elections, not federal politicians. It's a bad bill. It should never get out of the Senate.
But part of the problem here is the messaging, right? When you have Jen Psaki making statements like that, the average person in this country that may flip on the news and really isn't as informed as they should be, for example, might just think, of course, well, you've got the Republicans and you've got the GOP saying we don't want to make it easy to vote. I mean, that's a problem with respect to how people understand what's happening across the country.
Listen, I'll tell you right now, I would love nothing more than debate Jen Psaki on this point. Because if you look at Florida's election law, Georgia's election law, even the proposals coming out of Texas, it actually does make it easier for people to vote. If you're a working class American, whether you're black, Hispanic, or white, you have more access to the ballot. Nothing stops you from going to vote. I can't help but that the Democrats lie about this issue, but the fact of the matter is it's easier to vote in Florida than it is in Delaware, which frankly has not been run by Republicans for a very long time.
Yeah.
And so it's important for them to understand this point. Republicans want to make sure that elections are secure while providing people access to the ballot. We've done it in Florida. We've been leading the way for a very long time.
And we've seen legislation in Georgia, and we've seen it in Texas as well, trying to shore up the rules to make sure everybody has access to vote, but that they could vote with integrity.
That's all this is about. We want to make sure that everybody's vote counts. It is protected. The counts are secure, so everybody can believe in the results. HR 1, S1, whatever you want to call it, that crap bag of policies would make our elections even more chaotic. It would bring more distress. You would have more questions, and we wouldn't be able to actually move off this question. The reality is, in most of the states, the vast majority, frankly, all the states, as long as people don't change the rules, elections are simple and people can go and cast their ballot. They're not being stopped. And I'll challenge Jen Psaki and the left. If you're saying people of color are being discriminated against or disenfranchised, bring the civil rights lawsuit. They won't bring one because it doesn't exist in America.
Congressman, we're going to have to leave it there. Thank you so much for your time today.